Hello everyone and welcome to SOS Wrestling and to the second episode of my local to global series with Uproar Pro Wrestling. Just gonna show you a few things before we get into UPW Redefined. First off, we are at 11 importance in the tri-state area. What's good about the tri-state area is its importance and popularity are very similar, if not the same. I'm pretty sure we have a locker room incident that we have to go over, and Kai Katana and Dalton Castle. Hopefully it's not anything serious, just wrestler court. We're forgetting to shake another's hand. Nothing too serious. So that's really all we got to go over. Nothing big changed besides Drew Gulak leaving the company for WWE. And we can just jump right into the show. Alright, so Carino and Castle are standing in the ring with microphones. Carino says, "Hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out tonight. We have a very special card laid out for you and sincerely hope you enjoy. But one match hasn't been laid out yet, and that's the world title match. So tonight, Dalton Castle will be facing, drumroll please, Colby Carino." Colby's music hits as a puzzled Castle starts to speak. "Cut that vile music off. Steve, I understand he's your son, but he hasn't exactly been on a roll recently." "Steve, what do you mean exactly?" Castle, "Well, he hasn't even won a match yet, and you're putting him in a match that gives him a shot at my title?" Colby rolls into the ring and grabs a mic from his dad. "Well, you did win a match before you got your title shot. Well, did you win a match before you got your title shot at Shockwave?" Castle sneers at the Carinos and slowly exits the ring as his music plays in the background. So, just kind of an awkward little, nepotism type angle. Because, obviously Steve Carino has some bias towards his son. Steve Carino's learning to show more charisma, and this got a 37 rating. So that's good. In the bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Kai Katana defeated Joey Janela in 5:43 by submission. Joey Janela got a 35, Kai Katana got a 19. This was really just to kind of put Kai Katana over as, a real technical powerhouse, I guess. In a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Flex Freeman defeated Will Ferrara by 10:02 by pinfall. Freeman got an 18, Will Ferrara got a 22. And Flex Freeman's improving in Rumble technical and performance, so that's good. I'm expecting him to be a pretty big star in UPW, definitely hold some titles eventually. In a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Colony defeated the Heavenly Bodies in 15:20 when Fire Ant defeated Dustin Diamore by pinfall with a burning hammer. Dustin Diamore sustained a dislocated finger. That probably won't do anything in the long run because our next show is not going to be for like a month. Silver Ant got a 30, Fire Ant got a 29, and the Diamores got 13 and 15. Okay, and everyone improved. I don't really want to go through all of it, but you can see here. Match got a 26, so far the matches have been pretty subpar, but we can deal. In a decent match, Alex Colon defeated Jason K in 13-19 by pinfall. This was just to kind of put a good match on the card, no real story behind this one. Alex Colon got a 33, Jason Cade got a 29. In a decent match, Dalton Castle defeated Colby Carino in 12:25 by submission after blatantly cheating. That's not right. That is not right. It was really after a botched interference by Steve Carino. During the match, we also had a Steve Carino accidentally hit Colby Carino. Dalton Castle makes this defense number 1 of his UPW Heavyweight Championship. So, 28 ratings, not very good, but Dalton Castle got a 42. Colby Carino, heel turn, completely bombed with the crowd, who remember his very recent turn. So, yeah, I'm trying to turn Colby Carino heel maybe a little bit, but apparently crowd doesn't like that. I'm just going to have to build it for a really long time. No worker improvements. This got a 28. Gonna bring prestige down on the title a little bit, but that doesn't matter. Yes. After losing his title shot because of the botched interference by his father, Colby storms to the back. When Steve tries to confront him, he snaps. Colby pushes his dad into the wall and says, "I don't need you. Stay out of my matches unless you want to get hurt." A visibly shaken Steve nods slowly as Colby storms off. He's got a 33, no improvements, and Colby's just kind of sick and tired of Steve thinking he needs to interfere in his matches in order for him to win, and it obviously isn't working because Colby is yet to win a match. Don't need to turn him yet. And this got a 29, not very good, especially compared to the first two shows that got 40s, or 40 and 42, I think. But it was really more of a story-building show, and it was his first show without Drew Gulak, who was obviously a real big contributor to how good the ratings were. But I think we'll be able to get it back up to like a 35 next show. But that's really going to do it for this show besides the speech. Let's see. Flex Freeman could have done better. Dalton Castle needs to be given praise, obviously, because he did pretty good. Complimented. And I'll tell Colby that he needs to do better. And that will do it as far as the UPW Redefined goes. Our next show, UPW Wired for War, will be pretty interesting. Dalton Castle's second title defense will be there. And maybe a few debuts. I don't know. I guess we'll find out right now. So to start off UPW Wired for War, there was a match, and about that a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Colby Carino defeated Silver Ant in 12:01 by pinfall. This got a 26 rating. Carino got a 20. Silver Ant got a 32. Silver Ant's improving in performance. We're not going to turn him yet, because that would be bad. And about that a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Joey Janela defeated Flex Freeman in 11:38 by pinfall, legally using the ropes for leverage. This got a 31 rating. Janela got a really good 37. Freeman only got a 20. Better than his last match. No improvements. But 31 rating is definitely not bad. Then we have an angle. Steve Carino is standing in the ring with a mic. He says, "Now I'm sure a lot of you were just as surprised as I was at the action of my son at UPW Redefined. And while Colby and I haven't talked since then, I'd like to invite him to come out and patch things up." Colby's music hits as the young Carino slowly emerges from the back as Colby gets in the ring. As Colby gets in the ring, Steve puts out his hand for a handshake. And my computer is frozen, but there we go. Colby accepts the handshake, but cheap shots his father after and continues attacking him until Steve rolls out of the ring. Colby picks up the mic and starts yelling at his father. "Colby, you think I'll forgive you for what you did? For what you've always done? Get this through your thick skull. I will never forgive you." Colby throws the mic at his father and storms to the back. It's got a 36, no worker improvements, and we are going to try and turn... wait, hold on, complete gimmick change. Okay, so that's fine because gimmicks don't really matter, but soon we're going to be turning Colby Carino heel. I'm going to be treating him as if he's already a heel, because that's kind of where the story's going. It's just too early to turn him in the game. I just want to build it up more. But just moving on to the next match. And about that, a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Dave Starr defeated Jason Cade in 12:58 by submission. They were both really off the games, but they do have pretty good chemistry, so that was good. David Starr got a 29, Jason Cade got a 24. So I was expecting this match to be a lot better than this. David Starr is improving in flying, which is good, but a 25 rating isn't awful, but it's not good. And about that, a good heat and decent wrestling. Dalton Castle defeated Alex Colon in 14:15 by submission after a distraction from Brent Tate. Dalton Castle makes defense number 2 of his UPW heavyweight title. That's supposed to be both of the boys, so Brent Tate and Brandon Tate. Cologne got a 32. Dalton Castle got a 46. So Dalton Castle's been doing he's been doing better every single match that he's been in UPW. This match got a 41, which is real good, and getting that prestige on the title back up. Moving on to the final segment of the show and the episode, Dalton Castle grabs the title from the referee and goes to hug his boys, who then carry him to the back. So just a short little celebration thing. The boys have debuted in UPW, going to be wrestling as a tag team, and probably going to be wrestling for the titles as soon as we get tag team titles. So I was pretty spot on with what I thought the rating was going to be. If you do remember, earlier at the recap of the last episode, I said I thought it was about going to be like 36, 35. 38's pretty close, increasing our popularity in one region. Obviously, we got to give Dalton Castle praise, because he did real good. I think we can give Alex Cologne some praise, because he did good too. Definitely didn't slouch. And let's see. I think I'm going to say Colby needs to get his act together. He could do better, but that's about all she wrote for this episode, episode 2 of my new local global series. I really hope you liked it. If you did, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. If you want me to do something different in the next episode, or have any advice or tips for me, or anybody you might want me to sign, definitely take all those into consideration. I really liked the interaction on the first episode, and I'll see you guys next time.